Hello, welcome to Lil's Vintage World. This video is a book review of The Home by Penelope Mortimer. This book is originally published in 1971 but has recently been republished and brought back to the bookshelves by the British Library as part of their British Library Women Writers series, which I love the series. You can see some of the collection here, and I have to say I absolutely love the front cover of this one. Can we just take a moment to appreciate the front cover, because look at this, look at the covers of this book. Like, it's so of the era, so 60s, so 70s in colour, in shape, in style. She's even got like a beehive hairdo, and we have doors. It's got doors because this book is called The Home. Now, the British Library very kindly sent me this copy for review, so I've got to say thank you to the British Library. Thank you. Because I love this book so much. I thought it was so much fun. So this book is a sort of sequel, but you don't need to read them in order, because I didn't. And I enjoyed this book just fine as it was. So I suppose the first book is The Pumpkin Eater, which is obviously by Penelope Mortimer, and that's from 1962, I believe. Now, Simon Thomas, who writes the afterwards for these books, but also he is, I think he's the series consultant, so sometimes, series consultant, Simon Thomas. He has a blog called Stuck in a Book, and as I said, he writes the afterword, but in his blog that he runs book clubs where you read books from a certain year, and later on in this year, I think it's like the autumn time of 2023, he is running a book club which is the 1962 book club. So I said to him, I am going to read The Pumpkin Eater. And he said, oh, you'll be reading like the story of the marriage, but the other way around. And I was like, yeah, wonderful. So that is the plan. But as I said, you don't need to have read The Pumpkin Eater to read this, because I haven't, and I enjoyed this book absolutely fine. So The Pumpkin Eater is, I believe, just the marriage, although I haven't read it. It's been on my to get to list for a really long time, but it's just kind of sat there. The reason why I haven't got to it sooner is because people always said it was weird, but now I've read this one, I kind of know what level of weird it's going to be. I'm like, no, it's cool, it's fine, I could deal with that because I like this. Anyway, so The Home is the sequel sort of thing. They're both semi-autobiographical, although fictional, books about Penelope's life and her marriage and her divorce, and that is what this book is about. So this book, we found out that they've been married for 25 years, and their marriage has ended. They are separating, and she, our main character Eleanor, is moving into a new home. She's moving in with her son. So her and her husband Graham, they actually have 5 children together, 4 of which have flown the nest, although kind of flitter back and forth with their relationships and things like that. But their youngest, Philip, he is 15, so his primary residence is with his mom Eleanor, apart from when he goes to school. So he goes, and he actually goes to, I suppose, a boarding school, because he lives at school. Yes, a boarding school. And so it's about Eleanor living her life outside of this marriage that has now ended. She is still married to him throughout the book. It's not necessarily about divorce, but it's about separation, and it's the fact that he has moved on, and he has moved on. His mistress, or his girlfriend, I don't know what to call her really, has the same name as his wife. So his wife is Eleanor, and his girlfriend, his mistress, is Eleanor, but called Nell, and she's much younger. And you know, it's kind of like he's moved on and he's got a new relationship, even though it might not necessarily be a lasting relationship. There might be plenty of future Nels, so to speak, whereas she kind of hasn't. And like, the thing is, like, sex is one thing, but sex can be quite meaningless, but the idea of a relationship is something completely different, and giving your heart and being to someone else, and that, while coping with being separated from your husband, being a mother of children that are finding their own ways in the world, and being on your own, can be quite lonely. And it's all about that. I really admire Penelope for putting it all down, because that's really, really brave. Like, there are points in here where I felt so sorry for Eleanor. I was just like, my heart was breaking, because I thought how lonely it kind of felt. It's not like, it's not a dark novel, but you know, I certainly would would not read it if I was sad, I guess. But I have to say, I just really admire her honesty. I thought she was, yeah, so honest, and it's really admirable. The writing style I really, really enjoyed. It took me literally like 2 pages to kind of get used to it, and then I was used to it. It was quite blunt, and some sentences I have to kind of read a couple of times again to just kind of comprehend it fully. But I think I was just so shocked with the blatant honesty of it. You know, this is not about happy marriage. This is about being separated, and the possibility of perhaps one day being divorced, and having children that, you know, want to go off and do their own thing, and or are doing their own thing, and you're kind of alone. And yeah, I have to say, I wasn't sure if I was going to enjoy it, but I thought it was brilliant. I really, really liked it. I thought the writing was wonderful. And yeah, I just thought it was great. I'm definitely going to go ahead and pick up The Pumpkin Eater now. I really should have done, and I haven't. Oops. So that is going to be what I do for Simon's book club later on in the year. But yeah, thoroughly enjoyed The Home. I gave it 4 stars. I really, really liked it. Really good, and highly, highly recommend it. I really enjoy, you know, most of the books. Actually, there hasn't been one single book from the British Library Room Writer series that I haven't enjoyed. So yeah, highly recommend it. And if it sounds like your thing, go ahead and pick yourself up a copy. I'll leave a link to the British Library shop in the description bar below, so you can go ahead and do that. So let me know in the comment section if you have read The Home yet, or have you read The Pumpkin Eater? Are you then going to go and read The Home? Or is it soon to be on your wish list? Is it a book that you've read already? Let me know. So thank you so much for watching my review of The Home. I really enjoyed reading the book, and I hope you do too. So thank you so much for watching this video. Take care, and I shall see you soon for the next one. Bye for now.